everyone, and welcome back to another World Explorer podcast.
Okay, so world building ideas. Today I've decided that we could be world building dream catchers.
Ooh, I love
And
dream catchers.
I actually got this idea from looking at the thumbnail image thing from the previous world that we built, where we made a dream world.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, I know what you mean.
and the idea would be that in this world you can use dream catchers to catch people's dreams, catch your own dreams, or even steal dreams.
Ooh. So, like, dream catchers that actually work, but... Because the whole idea of dream catchers is that they're supposed to catch nightmares and trap them so that way you don't actually have nightmares.
Yes, but these ones could catch any dream, and you could use them. You could use them for their original purpose, which is to catch nightmares, so you don't have them.
Yeah.
But you could also use them, like, go over to somebody who is dreaming, and then steal their dream. Or maybe something else that they could do is they sort of open a portal into their dream.
That's... I feel like this has been done before. I'm sure it has. Dream catchers are such an interesting story tool that people like to use.
Yeah, I mean, once upon a time, I know used dream catchers in a similar way.
They used it to steal
memories.
Yeah, they stole memories with it. This is actual dreams. The first thing I think we need to establish is to view these... I'm assuming it doesn't just catch them, like you can also release.
Yeah. And now, what would happen if you were to release it?
Exactly, that was my first... Does it put you to sleep so you can have the dream?
Does it automatically fly its way back to the original owner of the dream, or does it go to the nearest person?
It seems kind of pointless if it goes to the original owner. Like, the point is to catch it and, like, be able to release it somewhere else. So...
What if you were to take the dream from the person that is having it, and let's say there's a way to get it out of the dream catcher. Like, it can maybe fall out of the dream catcher, you drop the dream catcher, you break the dream catcher, something happens that releases the dream, and that dream attaches itself to reality, and it becomes real.
That sounds terrifying. And
yeah, like
also really awkward.
If you're having a nightmare of a three-headed lion with flaming claws chasing after you, and then you pull that dream, you catch that dream, you put that dream in the dream catcher, you drop it, and it breaks. Now this three-headed lion is real.
Well, what happens with, as very often happens, you're dreaming about someone else? Like, how would that work then? Because most of my dreams have people I know in them.
Okay, here's an idea. What if there's these dream catchers have sort of like a glass sphere tied into the center of them, and then that's what actually holds the dream. Everything else acts as sort of like a net to catch it and funnel it into that glass sphere. But then if it's dropped, the glass sphere breaks. And when the dreams are released, they act as sort of like a mirrored version of whatever it was that you were dreaming about. Like, I imagine that they look sort of somewhat transparent.
Ghostly?
Ghostly almost.
Or I was thinking of a Harry Potter example, but that doesn't work. You don't know Harry. For those of you who have seen Harry Potter, I'd imagine it'd be kind of like when they go into Tom Riddle's diary, where it's very kind of black and white. It doesn't have much color, because, the whole idea... I mean, we dream in color now. Like, it's majority of people dream in color. But there was a time when majority of people dreamed in black and white.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it actually had something to do with television affected how people dreamed. So, when television was black and white, a lot of people ended up dreaming in black and white instead. And then, now that we have colored television, we dream in color a lot more.
Okay.
Weird science fact of the day.
Huh. Okay, so, I was thinking, like, things would look like, I guess you could call it a low poly 3D model where it looks sort of like crystalline almost.
Ooh,
Is
crystal.
sort of what I was thinking, but it's like glass and maybe like a foggy glass, so it's not totally transparent.
So it's pretty
Uh,
obvious what's dream and what's reality type thing.
yes, like it looks like it's a clear dream. So if you're dreaming of somebody and that somebody escaped from the dream catcher, you can tell that's not the real person.
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot of embarrassing dreams, and the idea of that other people being involved in them and stuff, so that could be.
Which is why you gotta be really careful not to drop this, and also make sure you lock your door at night so nobody can sneak in and steal your dreams.
So what would be, like, the purpose of having this dream catcher then? Because it sounds like, for one, you dream anyways. So you still have the dream, it doesn't stop you from having it. So why have a dream catcher to catch your dreams? Is there a safe okay, so something I feel like this dream catcher should allow you to do is to safely replay your dreams.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like you could just if you catch a dream, you can go back and look at it if you want to. If let's say you had a really nice dream, you can go back and revisit that dream. Now, would it be a thing where you look into it like looking through a window, or would you be put to sleep and then re-experience the dream?
I think it'd be like watching TV, which means that anyone could do it. So you like touch it and it's you got a mini TV screen and you can kind of. But then again, dreams are so interactive, and I guess it'd be cool to be able to go back in a dream and like look at it at a different angle. So maybe being put in it would be cooler, being put back to sleep, and then you can just relive the same dream over and over again. But
Okay, so
be aware that you are, I guess.
so now what happens if you're having the dream, like you're replaying the dream, and as you are replaying it, the dream is shattered. Like somebody comes in and breaks the.
You wake up and it goes free. I think it's a
was
pretty
just
simple
something
one.
else special happened.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think you're gonna be trapped in the dream realm or anything like that. I think it'd be too risky and people wouldn't want to do it.
Okay.
We gotta make the risk relatively low to encourage people to do that. I mean, it's high risk having dreams be on the loose and stuff. Also, there should be a way to delete dreams. There should be a delete button.
Okay. What if one way could be once the dream is loose and it's free, maybe there's a way to destroy it, and perhaps there's like this society that has these dream catchers. Maybe they have an area where you're able to go and safely dispose of your dreams.
Oh, so just like a dream graveyard.
Yeah.
So,
So maybe something like a pit where you can throw your dreams into and
like
they
Shark
shatter.
Boy and Lava Girl style.
I was thinking like what's it called from Inside Out?
Oh, so where it slowly fades and deletes itself.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called. Rest in peace. We all know who.
I mean, it would the ironic part about that is it's the place where you're supposed to permanently forget things and we don't remember its name.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, well, tangent. But does that mean that that thing is now in that thing? Is it inside itself now? Because we can't forget its name. Remember its name.
Oh, I guess it is, or at least it's
Okay,
like
that was a
its name is
tangent.
fading.
That's just a thought for you guys. You guys can play with that on your own. Back to
But
Dream
the thing
Catchers.
is, she does. Riley wouldn't know that it exists.
Dream Catchers.
Okay, back to dream catchers.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this realm. So it would slowly delete the dreams. Would it delete people if they got stuck in it? Or is it only work on like the crystallized? I think it would only work on the crystallized thing.
I think it would only work on the crystallized.
Yeah, I think
now,
that
how
makes more
does
sense.
it work? What sort of system do they have that deletes dreams?
I think what this ends up being is a safe place. Okay, so here's an idea. Here's how the dreams I think would delete themselves. I think they have to be replayed. Like they have to be allowed to be played fully. So if a dream gets loose in say your room and then all of a sudden you're trying to like stop it from doing what you know it's going to do, then it can't stop. It can't be done because it won't finish. So it's got to be able to play through. And so what this area is, it's just a safe place for a dream to go crazy and play straight through and then dissipate.
Okay, I like that. Now, what about your dreaming? What if you're dreaming of the end of the world?
Well, it still be so the way that a dream works is that it's just you're sitting in a thing and it's just what you see. So it's still like your perspective is still very limited, and I'm pretty sure whatever perspective you're looking at can fit in a room. It might be that a dream it comes out small type thing. Like say you dreamed that you were outside the planet and you were watching the planet burn and explode. So that means when that dream gets released, what appears is a miniature Earth that's just doing that. But the thing is that fire and stuff could catch fire to your house and your furniture and stuff. Or like minotaurs can go wild and stuff. And that's why you need a safe place to do it. But it's not, the actual world doesn't start ending.
Okay.
Because again, if the risk is too great, people won't lose the item.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if you the worst you're risking is your house might set on fire if you break the stone, and you're gonna be really careful not to. I still feel like people would do that to get to see like their show off that their world-ending dream and say, look how cool my imagination is. Look at this world destroying. Because that could be another thing. Like maybe I hate to make this an economics thing, but selling dreams is now a thing.
Oh yeah, you could do that. People could experience. You could have like a try before you buy thing, where it's like you experience the dream, and then you're like, oh wow, that was awesome. I will buy.
Yeah, and so some people will never dream their own dreams anymore. Instead, they'll do that because you still get a good night's sleep and stuff using the dream catcher.
And keep in mind, lucid dreams are a thing, and so there would be a market with people going and creating the specific dreams and making them as epic as possible.
Yeah.
And then selling those.
Yeah.
You could even like do requests for dreams. Like, hey, I'd like to dream about this thing. And I'd be like, okay, I will dream it up for you. And
that's
sell it.
Yeah, because I'm a lucid dreamer. That's like something I could do. I can make money off of in this world really easily. Because of my ability that benefits no one but myself. So also this is like a random thing, like you could do like love things too, like show that I've been dreaming about you and actually then prove it to people.
Oh no, what if you request I've been dreaming about you dream from someone.
That's just awkward. That's just awkward.
No.
No, that better be your own dream or else we will have issues. No, I'm sure.
And it makes it even worse because this sort of thing would be taken as very creepy to some people. Where if you say I've been dreaming about you and share the dream, it could come off as really creepy, as well as really sweet. Like
yeah, I think it depends
on who you're giving it to.
True.
And what the dream's about,
and also like your relationship and where you're at, and also the culture itself. Because like this could be a big deal. Like it might be that you're not. People don't believe that you're in a committed enough relationship until you can prove that you've started to dream about each other.
And now, wait, so I imagine that some people would abuse this lucid dreaming thing not to make money, but for their social life. Like, you say, I'm not a lucid dreamer, and then you need some sort of a proof of, hey, how do I know you really care about me? Well, I've been dreaming of you, and I'm not a lucid dreamer.
Yeah, true.
And because maybe they would be thinking, oh, well, if you were a lucid dreamer, of course you would probably go and start your own lucid dreaming business. Or you would tell people, because it's a thing that a lot of people would brag about.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Or you could have that one person who decides not to brag about it and instead uses it as an alibi.
Or for scheming and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or they could even... Another issue things, because I don't think there's any way to tell whose dream is who. Because the idea is that you take on the person of the dreamer. Like, whoever the dreamer is becomes you when you enter a dream. So you don't know whose the original dream is. So what could happen, lucid dreamers can have the business of, like, framing people for stuff. Because you know when you're guilty about something, you dream about it. It's a thing. So what a lucid dreamer could do is you start using it as evidence and, like, frame people with dreams.
Yeah, at that point, I'm not sure if dreams would be considered proof in court.
I think it would have to be... It would probably be monitored, like you're dreaming in a prison yard, or like under quick thing, and then, you know, and you have dream catchers with like numbers and IDs and all associated to make sure that people know whose is who, and then it can kind of be used as evidence. But then
Yeah,
I
and
think it would
you could
hold the
also
same weight as a lie detector test nowadays. Like the people put a lot of
yeah.
weight in it, but the court knows it's all hogwash.
Yeah, and I think that another thing that could contribute to this actually being uh, seen as evidence is if you end up dreaming about something that only you should know about, or only a few,
They
a very
dream
small
up.
group of people should know about.
Yeah, like they dream of something like a detail of like say there was like a handprint somewhere where blood or something, and people they're not sure how that happened, and then someone dreams showing how it happened, but they never told anyone there was a blood print there, and then they're like,
Yeah,
ah, that person, I think it might be them. They know things they shouldn't about this.
yeah.
So
But at the same time, isn't that not much different from just outright saying I know X?
yeah,
Well,
but
at the same time, there's a difference between knowing something, like being told about it and then relaying it, and creating a visual, like recreating the
well, the
visual in
thing
your head.
is,
Well, then again, we still already do that.
no. So the thing is, though, in this case, your dream. So say you get arrested. I think what happens is you lose the rights to your dream. Like your dreams suddenly become monitored.
Ooh,
So what's happening is they're giving themselves away with their dreams because they would never tell them that they know that they put the handprint there and this is how they did it because that proves they did the murder. But
yeah,
if their dream shows it and shows this evidence and stuff, all of a sudden they've confessed through their dreams.
yeah. Because it's like it's one thing for them to dream about putting a handprint at a certain location that they've never seen before, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, maybe he was dreaming about that because we influenced the dream by telling him what he did." But if they recreate the room the exact same way that it is in real life, then you know that it's him who did it because he shouldn't know what that room looks like.
Exactly. And like all the
So yes, this absolutely could be used as
legal for
yeah,
court. Yeah. So in this
yeah,
world, you can lose the right to your dreams and the dream catchers let you monitor people's dreams, and that's like a valid thing people could do and stuff. So there's definitely, and that's also like another incentive for people to create these dream catchers and make them popular and stuff. Because I mean, and now think about another thing that I think is really interesting is if in the market comes like mini dream catchers. They're little small things, and then they're like stackable, and you can kind of tie them up, and you can make a dream journal. But it's actually when you touch it, you actually go into someone's dream. Like you actually go into the dream. Like it's a dream journal that you can actively go into dreams. And some people might just keep their nightmares and stuff like that just to have it as record. And then centuries later, you have like all these famous peoples, and you have their dream journals, and you can actually live their dreams, and those get sold for thousands upon thousands of dollars just to rent it for a couple days to go through them. People will be sleeping a lot more in this world.
oh yeah. Like imagine, like this is literally making money while you sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
It's literally
like,
what this is.
I just like the idea of this because you know how you sit there and you're like, I want to watch TV, but I also want to sleep. That problem
Yeah,
has now
like
been solved because now you sleep while you can watch TV while you sleep, which is cool.
Huh? Yeah, that's a problem that I don't think anybody ever thought would be solved.
Yeah, it is with these. It's never gonna be like. I don't think this is a thing that's ever gonna really be invented. I'd be impressed. No. I could be proven wrong. I won't say it's absolutely impossible. Just highly improbable. But if it was invented, it would solve this problem. And
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody were to invent like a dream influencer that starts influencing your mind while you sleep to dream of certain things.
Oh, that's another interesting. Like, it allows you to latch on to something like your last thought, or encourages lucid dreaming. Like,
I'm talking about a real life invention that somebody could do.
I was about to say. I mean, in this world, there's
although it's good for this world too.
Yeah, there's probably lucid dreamer creator. I mean, there's drugs out there that can make you lucid dream. They're just not healthy for you. But if you're making money off of crazy dreams,
then yeah, I could see people doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's drugs in like every world. Usually, it's just a thing that happens. So, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that in this one, dream causing or hallucinate. Would the hallucinations count as dreams? Like, what does the dream catcher qualify?
I mean, I was actually thinking it's like when your thoughts while you are sleeping and like the images that you conjure up while you're sleeping
So, is it?
catches those.
Yeah, I don't know what that state is called, but there's a state when you're asleep where when you dream, like it's a specific state, your body does certain things in that state.
Is
Does
it
it?
REM sleep?
I want to say that's right, but I also could. We could be wrong.
It's
But
been a long time since I took psychology.
I never took it. I just memorized way too many definition words and passed my exam. Uh, so I let's say it's REM sleep, and if we're wrong, we apologize. But I'm also over it now. And in that state, your brain sends off certain signals and stuff like that that are unique to that state of sleep, and that's probably what the dream catchers are picking up on, and also what they're causing is you to go into that state of sleep, which I can't remember how restful that stage is.
I think it's like only medium levels of rest. Like it's not a deep sleep.
Yeah, deep
Uh,
sleep.
and I think you can be semi easily awoken.
I mean, dreams get interrupted more often. You're also more likely to remember a dream if it's interrupted during midway. If you wake up
Yeah.
from a dream naturally, you're more likely to forget it. Lots of random science facts today.
Yep. And so something else
Mm-hmm.
um, that I was thinking about because I'm for some reason really good at thinking of this, which may be a bad thing. How it can be used as a weapon. Because of course that's the thing about world building. Everybody's always going. If you introduce a new item, people are going to try and find a way to weaponize it.
I mean, it puts you to sleep for one thing.
Yeah, there's that. But I was thinking more like you dream up a nuclear explosion, and then you chuck that dream at your enemy,
Oh, I
and
mean,
it
mine,
breaks.
yeah. And I guess despite the fact that the nuclear explosion is limited to, like, that person's spear, that's still enough to kill a few people.
Yeah, and it
You,
wouldn't have like lingering. I'd imagine something like radiation poisoning and stuff that nuclear bombs usually leave behind. I imagine it would leave that behind until the dream ends, and then
yeah,
all
and
the
then it fades.
radiation it fades away, but the effects would still be there. And
Yeah.
so, if you got radiation poisoning, you would keep that after the dream is done and over with and disappears. But all of the dust, the radioactive dust and stuff laying about would just be gone.
So you now have nuclear bombs that are smaller, easy to target, and don't have the ecological effects like radiation, the clouds, all these not so great things. You can farm your land the next day, and like
Yeah,
the ground's not permanently killed by it.
yeah. Like this is, and you could produce this on like mass production. Like if you're dreaming, can it only be funneled into a single glass sphere, or
I
are you able
think
to set up
I
like
I think for the sake of value of dreams and stuff, it makes sense that it's a one dream per dream catcher. Like
yeah?
so,
So you
but
can't
if you
make like 20 dreams and then sell of the same dream and then sell them to a bunch of different people.
yes, but you can have a lucid dreamer who's able to dream the same dream again or
Yeah,
similar ones, and therefore mass produce them. So yes, you could have someone who's like on the black market selling mini nukes, which
or
isn't.
even working for the government.
Yeah, I mean, you could dream up full. You can dream up entire armies. Like 10 minute. Like you can have a 2 hour army. Mind you, they will shoot in only the direction the dream tells them. So make sure you aim your dream well. But you can have a 2 hour dream
Ooh.
army.
Well, if it's a sphere, how do you aim it?
That's a good point. I guess you can't. It's just luck. So I guess what you'd have to do is like drop it in the center, and then I'll see what happens. Other
Uh,
than chaos.
this is probably why bombs would be best.
Yeah, I just like the idea of a 2 hour army. I also find it really funny the idea of just dream battles. And you know how we always talk about eventually we'll make robots to fight wars for us? And
Yeah,
then here we're just dreaming up wars and having those go off instead. I guess
yeah.
something we probably should clarify is how big the radius of a dream can go when you release it.
Uh, Maybe it depends on the, I guess you could say, the power of the dreamer. Like,
Mm,
how big can you dream up the dream, like realistically? Because very often people don't really dream beyond a room that they're standing in, and even that room is kind of foggy.
and
Like they'll have like three
yeah,
distinct items in the room.
and we also had the idea of like things shrink to fit a certain area. So I almost think that like the dream catchers have a limit of how far they reach. But the thing about that limit is that that reach can move. So like we go back to the three-headed dog example. When that breaks, that three-headed dog it spawns in the spear, but then that spear moves around as this dog races around trying to rip your throat out.
Okay, it was a lion, but yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh
It's
well.
three-headed dog,
Uh,
lion. Either way, you're dead.
yeah. I mean, it has flaming claws.
You're dead. Also, everything's set on fire.
Yeah.
And that fire sticks, by the way. Like, the fire can keep spreading after the dream fades. Because it's just the initial dream that things, and then it's lasting.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking a match to a log or some oil or something. Like, even once you extinguish the match, the fire is still going to be there.
Yeah. There's some interesting possibilities story wise.
Yeah, so what if, what about people who decide to go, like, this could be interesting for, like, blackmail. Someone decides to go and secretly catch other people's dreams and then catch what they're dreaming about and say, hey, I have your dream, do X for me, or I will share it with people.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Like, all you gotta do is like sneak up into their house, slap one of these, maybe you could slap like right outside their bedroom window, and then as they're sleeping, the dream catcher is catching it.
Yeah.
Assuming this works through walls
That's a
and
good
has that kind of range. I
question.
don't know how
We really haven't
what
talked
is the
about
range
like
of the dream catcher.
yeah, I think all we've really established is that it holds one dream. It's a one time, but it can be emptied safely in disposable areas and then reused, but or unless its center is smashed, in which case you need a new one. But it sounds like these are mass produced and really easy to get a hold of.
Yeah. I mean, are these just normal glass spheres, or are they somehow enchanted, or they come from some certain place?
I know what.
Or is it literally just glass sphere within a dream catcher? Done. It's now magic.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. Like, how are these things made? What makes I don't know. I don't know why this world still has like a scientific feel about it. Maybe because we've been talking, giving away random science facts and stuff. So maybe
That's
it is.
probably it.
Yeah, maybe. I we might vote for it's what you call magic is actually just science we don't understand yet. We'll go the Avengers route, and just say that it's an invention and it uses like basic materials and elements and stuff that we have access to, and for some reason the shape of a dream catcher and this little spear thing that's been added in that stores dreams just works. And if
Yeah,
you
it's
wanna,
just.
it just does.
We could say it's just glass. Maybe we could say it's specially made glass in the factory and leave it at that. Like there's
Yeah.
something special they do with how the atoms interact with each other.
Yeah, and how it reacts with your REM status and stuff. Which means I don't
Yeah.
think it has that big of a range. I think it has to be
I
relatively
imagine it has to be
close.
like right by your head.
Yeah, you gotta have it pretty close to, which will alleviate some of the dangers of it. I don't think it works through walls, because the idea that your energy, your REM energy, would go through a wall is crazy. Which also means that I think in this world there is a market for dream shields, which are these hats you can wear where it protects you from your dreams being taken. And
Yeah, I
it's
imagine
just
if
as
you were
simple as that. You wear the hat and your dreams are safe.
I imagine if you were going to try and blackmail somebody, you would have to like slip it under their pillow or something.
Yeah. Which would it work though? Would it work through a pillow? Or does it have to have?
I think so. I don't
Okay.
know. I
Maybe
think
it.
that that's close enough that because it's still not super thick and dense or anything. I mean, it's got to get through your skull first,
True. True. Yeah.
and your
Yeah, I just
flesh and
think
everything. So
cement and wood is just a little much for it to get through. But yeah,
yeah,
you're probably right. A pillow, especially if there's gaps, there's air gaps it can get through. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Through pillows fine. Through walls is a little ridiculous. And then there's hats, sleeping hats that you can wear to protect yourself.
yeah. So
Did we want to
how would
talk?
these sleeping hats work exactly? Do we just say those sleeping hats? They make them,
Yeah, I think
or
it's
do they
a.
have
I
like
think
a
it's a.
rubber coating?
Yeah, I think this is just a thing that this world that the need was seen. Someone solved it. Paranoid people they make a lot of money off of it. Where money is to be made, it will be made.
Yep.
And these hats are just something that people sell. Do we want to talk a bit about like story possibilities before we end off?
Yeah, this is a world. I think this is the first time we haven't really talked about story possibilities like ever.
Yeah, we're just
Like
happy.
we just built the world. We did not story build in any way this time.
Yeah, because I think there's some really interesting stories. Either you could, especially, I think for some really good stories, your main character would be a lucid dreamer, and
Yeah, so
that yeah, what makes that interesting is lucid dreaming is not usually like a huge trait where people think, this character is a lucid dreamer and that makes them a big deal. Like no one really thinks that usually. Like if you make your character a lucid, normally that doesn't show up in a book. Like I don't remember any book where them being a lucid dreamer was a point. But here it's the point, and that's what makes them the main character.
yeah, I think that something that you could do with this is a lot of people, I imagine, would go to the lucid dreamer and say, "Hey, can you dream up X for me? Like, just as a favor, can you do X for me?" And then they could choose to dream it or not dream it or whatever. Uh, especially if they don't do this for a living, they could probably just do it as like a favor for somebody.
Yeah.
Um, Now, what if now and as for story potential, so I think that something that might work is you have your lucid dreamer, and he is always like making dreams that maybe that's his job is to make the dreams,
Mhm.
but then one day maybe his dreams uh stop working the way that they normally do. Like they're no longer lucid. Like he starts losing control of his dreams, or maybe he dreams something up, but then when he's done with it and it comes out into the sphere, he goes to sell it, but then he starts receiving complaints that there's something wrong with the dreams. They maybe start turning to nightmares.
Oh,
Like, and he's like,
yeah.
I didn't do that. Like, now here's some more world building. What would cause something like that?
I mean, it's psychological. All of it's psychological. Like there are days where I dream more so than other days. So, it anything can change it. So, what I eat affects it a lot. So, if I have caffeine before bed, I lucid dream better. Like caffeine makes it better. Like it makes it easier for me. I also am more likely to dream than if I don't. So I like to eat chocolate before bed for that very reason. I have chocolate by my bed. I eat it every day so that way I can have lucid dreams because I like lucid dreaming. Other things like mental states. If you're depressed, you're less likely to have control over your dreams. If something traumatic happened to you, that you are more likely to lose control as well. Like literally the smallest things can set it off. If you,
Okay,
yeah, the longer you've been
so
lucid, yeah, the longer you've been lucid dreaming, the harder it is for something to stop you from doing it. But it still can. You can lose it.
okay, so the story we just created is Disguise is it starts losing control of his dreams, and it's gonna affect his business. And the solution is stop eating the curry before you go to bed.
Well, I mean, there's it could be it's a very psychological thing. It could be a psychological trauma, or someone new came into his life that and he's having feelings for them, and that can cause dreams to change. Or if he's having nightmares, it could just simply be he's unhappy and it's starting to reflect in his dreams. Like he's upset that all people care about is his dreams, like, and no one cares about the things he creates when he's awake. Like maybe he's a poet or a writer or a painter, or he wants to act, or he cooks or something like that. Like he has this thing he does when he's awake, and nobody cares about that anymore. All they care about is this thing, which is at some point when you're dreaming for other people, you start losing sight of your own dreams, and that can be depressing. And when you're depressed, dark dreams reflect your emotions, your feelings, more so than like anything else. Like that's why there's thousands of books out there trying to interpret your dreams and things like that. So obviously once that's you get into that mindset of being sad and depressed or not happy with your line of work, and your line of work involves you dreaming, nightmares are going to creep in, and that's going to have an effect on things. And yeah, also if you don't want to go that route, you can always just have the serial killer lucid dreamer.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I mean, what if you, that could be an interesting way of, maybe trying to commit a murder without being caught, or really any crime, really. Yeah. Like, you dream up a murderer comes and kills you, and then you send that dream in real life, like shatter the sphere to go and kill someone.
Yeah, that's something you can do. So this has huge dystopian world possibilities, where you have a government that has kidnapped lucid dreamers to force them to create dreams for them, to create things to help them out or to cause destruction, or you're in this world where people are violent with dreams and or are addicted to certain dreams and things like that. You can go real dark with this real fast. I don't know. It's just, this world screams write a dystopian novel about me, please. Is what this is screaming to me. But
yeah, you could definitely do that. I'm not the greatest with dystopias, like, coming up with them, but yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, there's also romance, not possibilities, murder mystery possibilities.
I see a lot of very weird romance possibilities, because when things go into dreams, things get weird.
Yes, they do.
You will dream of the love of your life, except in this dream, she has 3 hands and a chicken head for some reason.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you for going there. There are so many worse places you could have gone, and we all appreciate you not going there. But yeah, so those are just like a few of the many possibilities having these dream catchers be this is not a small world component. This is the world component for a world. If you're using a world, like, I don't think you can just have this slip in and be like, oh yeah, there's this dream catchers. Okay, no, this is a component that screams, I am useful. Don't time turner me. And you Harry Potter people will get that reference too.
I know what a time turner is.
Yeah, and I'm saying don't time turner or dream catchers. All that pretty much means is you use it once and then you forget it exists, even though it's a really powerful and useful tool.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, is that what that means?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how you, like, turn the dreams back in time.
No.
Yeah,
so the time turner is just this thing.
I have heard people complain about the time turners.
Yeah, so when someone says don't time turn or something, then what they mean is don't just use it for one small thing when this is a big plot item that could be used for a lot.
Yeah, it's like once you use the item once, you gotta explain why they're never using it again.
Polyjuice potion it instead. Harry Potter people will also get that. Okay.
I know of a polymorph potion from Munchkin.
It's similar. Anyways, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think this was fun.
Like, we pretty much just world built one little item and then did some societal structures around it. But
And then gave some story ideas to go with it to, get you guys started. And now you guys can run along and have fun with dream catchers.
yeah, I mean, I honestly think that this is the sort of thing that could fit in a lot of different worlds.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
really good element. Like, it's.
yeah, especially if you like make minor modifications to it depending on the type of world that you have.
Yeah.
It could fit in all kinds of worlds. Like, imagine, like, I could see something similar to this fitting in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I could see something similar to this fitting in what else is a magical world? I'm drawing a blank.
Harry Potter.
Okay, Harry Potter. I don't
Harry.
know if it would fit in Harry Potter or not.
It would. It could.
Okay.
I could see it working.
Yeah, you could just like I totally see you sticking this in a fantasy world. Something like Aragon, I could see maybe having it.
Yeah. And I think if you don't want it to become a big element, the really easy way that happens is you make it harder to produce. In the world we made it really easy, and because of that, it's a big part of the world. But if you make it really hard to make, all of a sudden it becomes this rare element, and it can become your time turner.
Yeah, like, you can replace the glass sphere with something a lot harder to obtain.
Yeah.
Like, what if it's diamond?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, now it's a lot harder to obtain, and also probably a bit harder to break, but
it's kind of
still.
awesome. But yeah, there's lots of possibilities, lots of modifications it can fit into your world pretty easily. We just picked one version and one world to put it in, just so that way we could world build, because that's what we're here for. But
yeah, and I think it would do better as like its own little element within a bigger, grander world rather than trying to build a story around it. I think it would function much better as a story element within something else that doesn't revolve around. Like it's a tool in the character's belt to go and solve a mystery, or I think that'd be the main thing it would be for, is like solving mysteries.
Yeah. Also, I
learning how one character sees another.
I also think we've discovered like a cool new trick to world build items. Is if you're struggling with an item and what it does, just imagine a world where there's a lot of them, and what that world looks like and what effects that has, and then scale it down. Because as strange as things, sometimes going bigger is the only way to go smaller.
Yeah, and also
that works for this. I mean, that's this Dreamcatcher. It's only so well developed because we imagined a world where there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and on that, you gotta always remember, when you're world building, if you're introducing any kind of magical item into the mix and it's a common item, always think, how would this affect society? Because that's a big thing that a lot of people forget. Like, they'll say, oh, I have healing magic introduced. Okay, well, how common is it? Pretty much everybody has it. Okay, so their science in medicine is not going to advance at all because they have no reason to. So you can now have a situation where somebody gets injured, they have no magic, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of thing that a lot of people forget. Is maybe these people wouldn't know how to make a splint because they don't need to know how to make a splint.
Until they do.
They always just have magic. Just basic things like that people wouldn't learn about.
Yeah. And just like that, I think that's where we're gonna end it. We even got some world building advice in there. Look at us being productive.
Yeah.
But we're gonna end it here. You can join us next week when we will be back. Yeah, we'll be world building a new world. The week after is world building basics, the first one of the year. That'll be fun. But
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, and we will see you guys then. Bye.
I have a dream, and it's captured now, so someone tell me what it means. In case you don't understand what I'm saying, because it's all inside my head. Here, I'll show you by just shattering it upon the floor. I have a dream, it's going wild. It's running round, burning the curtains, now we're on fire. Oh, I have a dream. I'm pretty sure I got the tune wrong, cause I haven't heard this song in so long. I have a dream.
I feel like I should clap.